You're listening to Cross Rhythms. I'm in the studio with Will Allen. Hi.
Hi.
So great to have you in the studio again. You performed for our very first showcase, which has been over a year since then. But you're in the studio now to promote your newest tracks. So we'll start off with the one that's just come out, which is Okay Again. So tell us about the song, like what inspired it, how did you get into the kind of creative process of it?
So first of all, thanks for having me again. It's a pleasure to be here. So this song is the first of 5 kind of story-driven tracks that I want to release this year. And this one, all of them, I'll be working with a different producer to kind of explore my style and their styles and see what we can come up with and get out of that process. So it's an experiment year and it's been lots of fun. But this one was working with a producer called John Lee, who's a guy who I've met at university, but he is a Christian lo-fi producer, makes lots of kind of background music. But it's awesome, so you should definitely go and find him on Spotify. It's John Lee. So the song is mostly about my wife, or if it's to make it more relatable for yourselves. If you don't have a partner, then your friend, or even past that, God. But just having someone who through every season is there for you and can tell you it will be okay again. And sometimes that's all we need. So that's the kind of inspiration of the song. So that kind of seasonal feel was what I explored with my producer. So we have the kind of birds cheeping and all that stuff throughout the track. So
Cool. Getting to like kind of more technical side of things. Was this a song that kind of you got the lyrics down first? Were you one that kind of you started with the music, some sort of melody, or was it kind of both?
Kind of both. I tend to, I write songs in different ways, but this was definitely one where actually it was just sat down during a worship time, actually, just me and God, and I just play different things and sing different things, and wrote some things down after that. I was like, oh, that was quite good. And then out of that kind of just started developing it. And so it was one that the melody and lyrics kind of came together because it was out of that kind of emotional time with God, I suppose.
Nice. You said about working together with your producer for this one, and you're in kind of upcoming projects working with different producers. So how's that kind of been, particularly for this song? How's the kind of like collaboration to get the song going?
This one has been really good. I think working with a friend who I knew really well anyway was great. And first of all, he kind of wanted to produce something closer to the stuff that I'd already made. But I was like, no, don't do that. Because John is fantastic at this kind of lo-fi, kind of relaxed vibe, and that's exactly what I wanted to do with this one. And it just, the song just works so well with that feeling. And I'm so, I'm blessed that I was able to work with him I think it was really captured on this song. So, it was great. And he turned the song around so quickly, which is not something I'm used to either. We worked online, so I just, I have a microphone and set up at home, so just recorded my vocals and the song. There's no guitar on this, which is the first song without guitar as well. So John produced all the instruments. There's nice strings, violins and stuff in there, but also kind of lo-fi beats as well. It's been good.
Cool. So you said a bit that you're kind of pushing out and exploring your music a little bit more and your sound. So for this song, what was it like kind of compared to the music you've done previously, and what were you trying to kind of push into with this one?
I think the message of this one is kind of that almost like a background voice in your life, that no matter what was going on, it's going to be okay again. Like, it's going to be okay again. And I think that lo-fi music for me is that kind of background study music that you're working or and it's just in the background. But I think often music can be like that, whether it's on the radio or whatever, and there's just a message that I don't know, that I want to get in there, that that God's looking out for us, when we're aligned with Him, and in this case, more specifically about my wife, and she's got my back, I've got her back, and similarly, for friends, you can send it to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's more relaxed than my other songs for sure. Other songs are more kind of acoustic pop and some of them have more of a dance vibe to them, but this one's definitely strip back, relax. Hope you love it.
Cool. So we shall take a break there. We'll actually listen to the track. So this is Will Allen with OK Again. And we're back. I'm still joined in the studio by Will Allen, who has another track in the works. It's not released quite yet at time of recording, but should be releasing in the next couple of weeks, which is called Bang. And in the description you've given us, or at least part of it, you've described this song as to create a subtle dystopian undertones to this otherwise acoustic track. Can you give us the full kind of description in your head of what this track is and its themes? Start with that.
So similar to the last one, this year I'm working with 4 different producers, or making 5 different songs. And this is the second one. So the last one was a lo-fi producer, and this one was actually kind of an R&B producer, though I pushed him and it's not really R&B, but it is definitely different to anything that I've made so far, mostly in the songwriting. So this is probably my favorite song that I've written. So I'm really excited to share it. So if you're about to listen to it, which you are if you're listening right now, I'm very excited for you. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, it's pretty abstract. I love sci-fi films. Inception is my favorite. I would say probably best sci-fi film of all time, in my opinion. Do you agree with that?
Yes, it is a great movie. What's your opinion on the spinner at the end?
Yeah, well, who knows? I think that it was real. Nice. I think that spinner is going to stop, but maybe that's just the hope in me, and not the that dystopian kind of idealist, I don't know. But yeah, so this song kind of follows a similar theme to that, in that it's trying to create a feeling of unrest, I suppose, or kind of like you don't know what's real. And so the song goes through different dreams, different maybe takes on reality. It's up to interpretation. And I've done that because, well, firstly, one of the dreams was a real dream, and I do this a lot. If you've heard me speak on before, I've talked about dreams and songs that I've written from dreams. This is another one. But I think that in this world we are filled with so much information and misinformation, and it's really difficult to understand what's real and what's not. And I was just talking to my dad this morning. We're talking about the same thing, and I think the only real way to do that is to pray, and to be in the presence of God and ask God what truth is, because Jesus is truth. But anyway, that aside, this song doesn't really give an answer. There isn't necessarily a strong meaning. It's very different. And I hope that comes across.
Cool. Well, so you kind of touched a little bit on that kind of idea of praying, and you are obviously a Christian, and so with your music, and particularly with this track, does that come out in the music quite blatantly, or is it more of a subtle undertones of your faith in that?
For sure, and generally it's quite subtle. This is probably the subtlest, but this song for me is almost like an abstract painting. Often my songs are more like murals or something, where it's pretty clear what they're talking about, and although it may not explicitly say, God is great, it is clear that there is a hope in my life, and I talk about being a Christian, and my life points towards that. But this song, again, as I say, is almost like an abstract painting. It's the sort of thing where you listen or you look at that painting and go, I'm not really sure what it's trying to say. But sometimes I think, I don't know, I hope the Holy Spirit dwells on that and speaks to people through it. Or even that just people like the song and find it interesting and have a think about life and what's important and what's real.
Cool. So as you said in the first part, you've been working with different producers on all your kind of upcoming songs. Was this a different one again?
Yeah.
And so what was that like again, working with a kind of different producer again, on a, from the sounds of it, a much different style to your normal, or at least to the last one?
Yeah, definitely. I think this style of song as well is probably my favorite that I've made so far. I really like this kind of folk pop is what I want to move into more, the more acoustic sounds throughout, the sort of thing that can be played live and it still sounds great. So I really like that. But this was a producer called Will Eason.
Cool.
He's a Cornish producer. And I met him through a gig I did with a guy called Joe Herworth, in Cornwall. But it was just his producer, and we connected, and again, all online, so that good process. Just recording my guitar and vocals, writing the song, sending him a demo, and kind of working together on trying to get that dystopian undertone, as I described. Yeah.
Cool. Again, in the kind of first section, you described that your kind of upcoming songs have a bit of a story to them. Tell us a little bit about that. Kind of, you've described both these songs as being quite different to normal and quite different from each other. What is the kind of story and continuity to the next kind of upcoming songs?
Yeah, I think with these ones, I think that I've written about concepts previously. You know, I talk about love, or I talk about screens, my song Screen Revolution, and not liking that. But I feel like I want to explore my songwriting more and make it more of a narrative. It's a bold claim, but I would like to one day be as good at songwriting as C.S. Lewis was good at writing. All those allegories and even Jesus with his parables, like he often didn't say it straight, and people were left thinking, what was that? So that's what I've been trying to do with these songs. The next two coming up were actually, after this release of Bang, I'm going to release Happy and Healing Hurts. And those songs I sung at the Cross Rhythms event last year. But they have been fully produced, or they're like very almost their final tweaks. Similarly, those are stories of life, but reflect greater things that I hope people kind of see into.
Nice. So, if listeners would like to find your music outside of this station and follow you on any socials, where can they find you? What are you on?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, other places, anywhere, Spotify, all the streaming sites. But if you're streaming my music, just type in Will Allen. But if you're looking for me on social media, type in Wallen Sings.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Luke.